episode of Finnogrid Machining. We are not going to set up the box as promised, but I will experiment something today. It will be, I first need to mill this, this is a piece cut off from hot rolled steel plate. It's 3 centimeters wide and maybe 1.5 centimeters thick. This is one what we are going to deal with. It's going to be a tool. And then I'm going to, well, what it's going to be attachment for my Dremel for the lathe. And yeah. And furthermore, we are going to thread some material which is, I consider it being hard to thread. So, let's go on with that adapter first. I'm just planing this surface. This is now probably the last cut, so I get it cleaned up. My cutter speed is set at 400 revolutions per minute and the feed is 56 millimeters per minute. Just go and mill it. Okay, very decent surface finish. So now I just debur it, turn it 90 degrees, so that this one goes to the fixed jaw, and then I mill another side from here. Well, this is now already the third side. So the underside is done, back side here is done. I have dialed in a 5 millimeter cut here. Sorry, 0.5 millimeter cut. 5 millimeter would be a little bit too much. And well, the speed and feed are exactly the same as before, so it is 420 revolutions per minute and 56 millimeters per minute feed. And half a millimeter cut. So, ready to go. Yep, it's really hard to beat this surface finish. Now this is the last of the 4 parallel surfaces here, and I have already dialed the 0.5 millimeters here, and everything is the same. So 420 revolutions per minute. The feed is 56 millimeters per minute. And the depth of cut is half a millimeter, so let's go. it did not clean up. So we need to take yet another 0.5 millimeter from there, and let's see if it now cleans up. So let's see how this does. Yet another 0.5 millimeter. No, it did not clean up. So we have still here, at some points we have the mill scale, which I really don't want to have on this piece. So yet another 0.5 millimeter and then we are done. Let's go. Okay, well, this is smooth and nice. Next step, of course, is to take care of the ends, and that I will do with another type of mill. I have now changed this, well, normal end mill, and I'm side milling the ends, well, 0.5 millimeter at a time. The speed of the cutter is the same. So, but that's not a problem. So let's go. Okay. Okay, seems like we cleaned it. So now I advance only 0.1 millimeter from here. And then I climb mill this one. And very carefully. I partially lost the wire. So well, that's a decent finish. So now I just turn this workpiece around and do the other side. Well, yeah, like this. Looks like we only need to put the last 0.1 millimeter there and climb mill it. So, it doesn't, because this is climb milling and this machine has a lot of tacks. Okay, and now I will debar it, and the next thing will be done in lathe. This is a dangerous setup. You have to be really careful when you deal with this one. I have already dialed this in the center spot. There is a small dot, and well, now I'm going to drill an 8.5 millimeter hole through that one. This is not going to be fun. I cannot drill this with really fast because this is so eccentric. But nevertheless, let's drill. Wow, this is 15.25 millimeters. Oh man, I hate this. This is really... Okay. Okay. It's out. Is it out? Yes, it is out. Well, and the surface finish is really bad. Not too much of a difference there. It's 200ths of a millimeters oversize. First of all, the threading tool I have here inside, it barely has room to come out like that, or in our case go in like this. And furthermore, we need to cut 2.45 millimeters deep from here on. I have already touched it, and now what I'm going to do next is a 0.1 millimeter scratch pass and check that we have the 2 millimeter pitch we are aiming to. It should be, but you never know. And away we go. Oh, this is frightening. This really is frightening. Okay. And now let's take our thread gauge. It's here. Well, it looks like we have a 2 millimeter pitch in there. Okay. Oof. Then I will oil it a little bit. Roll there. I have to back it up to that point. It should go without drama into there. Then I connect my nut readily. Let's do this in 0.25 millimeter steps. That's the next step. Yeah, let's go. Okay. So far no big drama there. No, it should be 57 once I get it. 57, like that. Okay, let's go. Oh yeah. It should go, really. And it does. Oh man, this is really good. That's exactly what I want. A little bit tight thread. Very good. Okay. We are done. And now, in this thing you have this portion without threads. And I now measure how much is it, and then we make a similar thing into this one. Seems to be 3 millimeters. I'm feeding this with compound. Well, now this is otherwise finished, but in order to get this Dremel on the center line in the lathe, we need to take 8 millimeters from this side and maybe some 4 millimeters from the other side. So let's start with the 8 millimeters. I will use this roughing end mill here, and it will be, I run it at 480 revolutions per minute and 56 millimeters per minute feed. And now I will raise the table 2 millimeters. So that was 1.5 and that's 2. And the first 2 millimeters, and let's see how this goes. And this one I will use a little bit lubrication, not a lot, but a little bit. Like this. Hopefully it doesn't smoke too much. It shouldn't. Oh yeah. The feed first. Okay. And then we go. Any second, okay, and it did, and then I just go to the 0 here and lock the x-axis, and then I'm going to feed by y sideways to get this straight. That was our first 2 millimeters. 3 more to go. So next 2. That was 1 and then another. There you are. And let's put some smoke. There you are. Now I just take it away and debur it. Well, oh, wow. Here we have some cold rolled pine. And now, all this, what I have been doing here aims to make a thread into this one. I don't need this for anything. I just want to see how this goes. Let's first dial this in. Well, about that much. Yeah. I don't know how much I dare to squeeze this. Let's make a little bit more stick out there. Like that. Namely, the tool I made shouldn't present any cutting forces. It should be lightweight on the material, so I can have a stick out like this. I should. But let's see. Now, let's dial this in. Well, as accurately as it now goes. Okay. Oh, yeah. So that one is high, that one is low, and I don't really want to squeeze this a lot. Okay, it went straight away. Okay, it's inside the 1 millimeter already. Wow, you can't tell about this. Where are the high spots? So that's about that. Well, I believe it's quite in the center already. I really don't want to squeeze this a lot. It's pine, and pine is one of the cheapest woods you can buy in Finland. And oh yeah, well, it's inside 1 millimeter. Yeah. Yeah, so the pine is really cheap, but it has some, it's not easy to machine because it has fibers in it, and those fibers tends to split. So therefore you need to have a very sharp tool to do this. Let's see how it looks like. And you need to have a very sharp tool so that there you can see how it splits like that. Let's see how this turns. Well, not bad. Okay, now what I will do here, first of all I will remove this leaf center, we don't use that. And then we have, I have now made this thing, this is just a tool. I already adjusted the center height so that I can put it like there. And there you go, like that. And then I have my Dremel here, like that. Let's take it out from the... Oh. And then you can screw the Dremel here, like that. There you are. And then I did some grinding, and I came up with this. This was originally a printed circuit board. This is carbide, very hard carbide, actually, very brittle. But you can make very sharp things with from these. They are also originally very sharp. So let's see now. There you are. Then I just connect this somewhere. Let's see now. Wow. Oh man, let's see how this cuts. I have no idea. Oh man. Let's see how it looks. Oh yeah, of course it looks like that. We need slow speed. What if I turn it this way? Okay. Then let's take moderate speed. Actually, you should turn it that way. And let's see which way this is going. Oh yeah, we are having... Yeah, it's belt driven. Okay. Oh, wrong direction, I believe. Let's go into the correct direction. Let's see if I touch here. How much should I take? Let's take 0.5 millimeter. Let's see what happens. This is just experimenting with this one. Maybe I can increase the... Well, the surface finish is... okay, let's take not 0.5 millimeter, let's take 2 millimeters. it's really rough. It's really rough. But there is nothing wrong with that one. Actually, the side here is really nice. Only the bottom is rough. But the side, this which it really cut, is nice. Okay. I will now put some dough there. I will put this or paper or something to collect that dust. I don't want that dust to go. It's not dangerous to the lathe per se, but it's like it's sucking all the oil. How would I put this? To make a chamfer here at the end. No trouble at all. And there is your chamfer. Wow! Oh yeah, it's a little bit hairy, but it didn't split the wood, which is really amazing. And now, let's do some threads. Now let's see what happens when I connect the half nut. This should make a square thread actually. And this is 3 millimeters in diameter, this drill. It should make a perfect square thread here. I think it's 1 millimeter deeper now. Seems that this is cutting very, very nicely. Okay, but let's see if it cuts if I move this here. Yes, it cuts. It really does. Nicely. Okay. Okay, let's see now. And let's see what kind of finish I can get into it. It still feels hairy. Well, that was about threading pine. Well, it somewhat succeeded. Partly when I found out the correct way of doing this. This is not easy to do because the pine splits. I will add photos about those splits. It splits, and therefore pine is not very nice material to, almost said metal. Pine is not very good material for threading. Yeah, but this one that I made, this, well, it's okay. You can use it. If I ever need to make a square thread, this might be the way to do it. Because then you don't have, you can do it in one go, so to say. Well, of course you have to have the proper mill there and so on. Well, that is now about threading cold rolled pine. So now in the next episode we really go into this box of worms and start to put things inside that one. Till then, see you!